Hi folks, in my previous tutorials you can see or learn how to create Spinal Bend, and in today's video tutorial I'd like to reuse this feature and I would like to answer to your question how to unbend elbow. The question was strange, but I tried to explain to you that it's possible to create Spinal Bend feature, create some analysis, create combination with relation, and at the end I'd like to create the simplified representation. So it will be nice tutorial, a lot of advanced features, a couple of base features. So let's start. You know that if you would like to create Spinal Bend feature, at the beginning is really good if you create a sketch. So I would like to create a first sketch, and orientation to these sometimes good. So I like to create the center and end. Yeah. So I will create some really easy shape of elbow. So in the future I will reuse this curve for the elbow. So for example, this dimension of the radius will be 200. Yeah, and you know that if you would like to create the elbow, you can use the revolve feature, you can use the sweep feature, it's up to you. But for now, I like to reuse for this elbow the feature Spinal Bend. I will combine it with the analysis. So let's go here to the analyze feature, and I'd like to measure a length of the curve. So you can copy this length and you can reuse this length for the extrude feature. I like to use some advanced options, and one of these advanced options is that if you select this drop down menu, you can make a feature. So select the name and confirm OK. The system will create for you the feature in model 3, and the system will create for me the parameter length. In the future, if it is necessary, you can change the name or define your custom one. Yeah, I will use in the future this analysis for the length of the extrude feature. So let's continue. I will create a new extrude feature, and the sketch plane will be this plane. And we know that it's if I would like to create an elbow, I need to specify some base dimensions. Yeah, for example, it will be diameter 50, and if I finish, I need to specify the length of this extrude feature. So in the future, I will reuse the length of the curve and measurements. For now, you can specify any value. If it will be elbow, I think that will be really good if I will use the thickness of the and specify some value, for example 2. Yep, so it will be nice. And if you come from OK, you can have a look here that if I select the extrude feature and if I select only dimensions, the original name of this dimension is D1, but I like to reuse that will be, for example, L1. Yeah, so the system will remember that the parameter of this dimension is L1, and I like to reuse this information for my relation. So go to the relation, and over here in the local parameter you can select that you would like to see current and all sublevels, and have a look here that it's a feature measure length 1, and this parameter length I like to reuse for the extrude feature. So you can really easy write L1 equal and select right mouse button here and insert to relation. If you check if the relations are okay, you can select this icon and system will confirm for you that everything is fine. And if you confirm OK and you will regenerate, Ctrl G button, the system will set same length of the extrude feature like is the length of the curve. you will see in the future how it works. Right now, I like to create spinal bend, and you know that it's necessary to select the geometry. Yeah, so select here and select geometry, and as reference, select the curve. I like to select the curve but opposite dimensions, and the system will select if I come from the arrow, the system will create nice spinal bend feature. So the elbow is ready. So right now you know how to define and create the elbow based on the spinal bend and based on the curve, and our relations are responsible for calculation of the length of the curve. If I would like to change the radius, for example 255, the system will calculate the length of the curve, and based on the relation the system will change everything for me. You know that you need to elbow. The question was how we can unbend this elbow. Over here, if you select View Manager, it's possible to create simplified representation based on the 3D model and features. So I'd like to create a new, and it will be representation 1. So select the name, and I would like to work with feature. So if I will select the feature and I'd like to set spinal bend and exclude into simplified representation, the system will create for me the objects or representation that master representation I can reuse for the shape, how it's bended, and representation what was created is unbend. If you would like to rename, no problem, unbend, and it's specified like you need. Again, don't forget to hide the sketch and save status for the layer and save 3D model. Stay tuned and bye bye. Vladimir.